Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. A crime reporting platform called OCCRP, that is Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, has put Adani Group into trouble again. Now, I'll try and explain this in very simple format. In fact, a lot of channels, a lot of speakers have already spoken about it in depth. So, I will talk about it in as concise fashion and as easy as possible. That's one. Secondly, what I am going to discuss more is how is it going to impact our industry, our businesses. That is my editorial today. Let's get right into the show. Okay. Now, let's understand this concept very simply. How does a company go public? You see, if I want to raise money to fund my company, I can go public. What happens is I put up my shares. Now, the law says that if you have 100 shares, you need to at least put up 25 shares for people to buy. 75 shares you can own. So, it is not that you go public and you say all the 100 shares are mine. Wo nahi hoga. Once you are going to public, then 25 shares should be left open for anybody to purchase and 75 shares should be yours. A problem क्या होता है कि if I want to hike the price of my share, what I can do is I can take control of that 25 shares. So I will not do it. What I will do is I will ask somebody I know to buy those 25 shares. Now, what really happens is all the 100 shares are in my control. ठीक है ना? So the somebody who has bought that shares for me, either I will pay him or he is my friend, I work in collaboration or whatever it is, 100 shares is in my control. And when the 100 shares in my control and I show profits in my company, my share price go skyrocketing. Why? Because end of the day, like any product, when there is huge demand and very less supply, what happens? Price goes up. So here there is literally no supply. Supply is held by me and my friend. So there is no supply in the market. So what happens is share prices go up. Now this is illegal. ठीक है ना? Okay. Now this is what OCCRP, OCCRP is hinting. Okay. What they are saying is, they are saying that they have reviewed some files from multiple tax havens and internal Adani Group emails. This organization called Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project said that investigation found at least 2 cases where the mysterious investors bought and sold Adani stock through such offshore structures. 2 men, Nasir Ali Shaban and Chang Chung Ling, who OCCRP claimed to have long-time business ties to the Adani family, have also served as directors and shareholders in group companies and firms associated with Gautam Adani's elder brother Vinod Adani, spent years buying and selling Adani stock through offshore structures that obscured their involvement and made considerable profits in the process. The document shows that the management company in charge of their investment paid Vinod Adani company to advise them on their investment. More or less what I told you. So these people bought and sold shares of Adani. They were all linked. They were linked to Adani through the family, that is Vinod Adani. Vinod Adani is is Gautam Adani's brother, and he is also linked to the Adani family business. I think he was a director of the company and so on and so forth. So they say that there is an established link. ठीक है ना? So this is what OCCRP says. Now let us be fair. Let us also give Adani the chance to explain itself. Now what Adani says is Adani in a statement categorically rejected what is called as recycled allegations. Okay, calling these allegations yet another bid by Soros funded interest supported by a section of foreign media to revive the meritless Hindenburg report. This is what Adani says. Adani goes on to claim that these claims are based on closed cases from a decade ago when the Director of Revenue Intelligence, that is DRI, probed allegation of over-invoicing, transfer of funds abroad. Related party transaction and investments through FPIs, an independent adjudicating authority, and an appellate tribunal has both confirmed that there was no overvaluation and that the transaction were in accordance to applicable law. The matter attained finality in March 2023 when the Supreme Court of India ruled in our favor. Our favor matlab Adani's favor. Clearly, since there was no overvaluation, there is no relevance or foundation for these allegations on transfer of fund. This is what Adani had to say. So we heard both the groups. We heard what OCCRP says and we heard what Adani has to say. Okay, now before I get into the analysis part of it, let us also dwell into what SEBI had to talk about the Adani Group. Now, SEBI was investigating the Adani Group, and let's talk about what SEBI had to talk about the Adani Group before I get into the analysis. The Security Exchange Board, the report is based on August 26th, 2023. ठीक है ना? The Security Exchange Board of India, which is SEBI, said its investigation into two crucial aspects raised by Hindenburg research report against the Adani Group continues to be in interim stage. On 26th August 2023, 5 days ago, the market regulator said in a status report submitted to the Supreme Court that it had completed work in 22 of the 24 investigation initiated into the allegation raised by the United States-based entity against Indian conglomerate. United States entity is Hindenburg. On one of the two investigations that has so far foxed SEBI is about the 13 overseas entity, 12 FPI and one foreign entity who were classified as public shareholders of Adani Group of companies. SEBI said it needed more information on the economic interest shareholders of these entities in order to ascertain whether there are any non-compliance with the minimum public shareholding requirement specified in Rule 19A of the Securities Contract Regulation 1957. As many of the entities linked to these foreign investors are located in tax haven jurisdiction, establishing interest shareholders of the 12 FPIs remains a challenge. However, efforts are still being made to gather details from 5 foreign jurisdictions pertaining to the economic interest of the shareholder of the FPIs, said the SEBI to the Supreme Court. I will repeat one statement once again for you. SEBI said it needed more information on the economic interest shareholders of these entities in order to ascertain whether there was any compliance with the minimum shareholding requirement specified in Rule 19A of the Securities Contract Regulation Rules 1957. So the SEBI has not given clean chit. SEBI has not given clean chit. In fact, SEBI says we are foxed. We still need to investigate. We are still trying to find out, and we are still not very clear whether the Securities Contract Regulation Rules of 1957, which talks about the non-compliance of minimum public shareholding requirement, is stated. So this is what the SEBI says. OCCRP says that, listen, you know what? There has been private acquisition of shares and they have manipulated the share prices. Okay. Now, I'm not going to sensationalize this case. Let's wait for some more information, but let us understand what is it doing to our country. You see, first and foremost is the opposition, especially the Congress, has been asking for a joint parliamentary committee report to figure out what exactly is going wrong with Adani. Now, what I don't understand is why is it the government not adhering to that? Is that ego? Or is there something that the government doesn't want to the JPC to know? What is it that is stopping the government from setting up a JPC? Let them investigate and figure out. Because if everything is clean, then both everybody is happy. The government is happy, Adani is happy, and the opposition has no story, do they? But if there is something wrong, then there is a problem. If it doesn't happen, then what are you trying to say? What is the message that you are sending? The message that you are sending is that the government, I have something to hide. Adani, I too have something to hide. And opposition, we said so. Correct? This is the message that you are sending. Correct? So why do you want to do that? This is point number 1. Now my point number 2. You see, such platforms, media houses, coming and continuously talking about Adani in international platforms, international media, harms not only Adani, it harms India, it harms our economy, it harms our businesses, it harms our image, needless to say. The point is, every day there is a platform or a Hindenburg or a OCCP or whatever coming out and saying that, listen, you know what, Adani is fraud, Adani is manipulating, Adani is committing financial frauds, Adani is committing stock fraud. Every day you hear this in the news. What image is it sending across the globe? What image is it sending across the globe? Where is our brand value? You see, the entire world will see each of Indian companies, be it an Ambani tomorrow, be it a Tata's tomorrow, be it a Birla's tomorrow, be it a Mahindra's tomorrow, they will view all Indian companies as if we are committing some kind of a fraud every day in India, isn't it? Because this is happening almost every second day. Now again, I am therefore not passing any judgment, saying that he is right and he is wrong. Okay, Adani should be given their own time to justify themselves. Adani should be given their day in court. I am with that. I am always with that. But the point that I am trying to make is, why is the government not actually facilitating that? Why is the government not saying, chalo, JPC bitao? Why is the government not saying, chalo, make it open? Let us put all our investigating agencies on the job. Because if everything is right, then we can go on top of the world and say, listen, everything is fine. Kya baat kar rahe ho tum? If you are saying it is a conspiracy of Soros and others, and it is a global conspiracy, we can go top of the world, shout on top of the world saying that kya baat kar rahe ho? Ye sab conspiracy hai. Isn't that very fair? Isn't that very simple? So my point of view here is very simple. If Adani is guilty, then I think neither the government nor our security agencies, our whatever investigating agencies should protect it. If they are protecting it, then that is a serious problem. ठीक है ना? If they are not, then our government and Adani's should open themselves to any kind of investigation that is deemed fit, so that they can clear their name and their brand name as fast as possible, not only in India, but in the world. And it is not only important for them, it is important for our country and it is important for our business. This is the point that I wanted to make. Till I see you next time, Namaskar.